Secrets to attracting a specific person into your life. Stoicism. Have you ever wondered if attracting someone special into your life is purely a matter of fate, emotions, or luck? Many believe that love is something that happens to us, not something we can actively shape. But what if I told you that the timeless wisdom of Stoicism holds the key to drawing the person you desire into your life? This ancient philosophy does more than just help you navigate your emotions. It empowers you to cultivate the kind of inner strength and peace that naturally draws others towards you. Picture a life where you're no longer held captive by doubt or insecurity, where your self-worth shines effortlessly, and you're no longer playing games or relying on manipulation. This is the essence of Stoicism. While we cannot control others, we can master ourselves. And when you master yourself, you become irresistibly attractive, not through superficial means, but through a deep, unshakable inner calm and confidence. In today's video on Stoic in Your Life, we're diving into 10 Stoic secrets that will not only help you attract the person you've been longing for, but also build and sustain a meaningful relationship. These are not quick fixes. They're profound principles that will transform you from the inside out, helping you become the best version of yourself, and in turn, drawing that special person into your life. Get ready to embark on this transformative journey, where the wisdom of Stoicism will guide you to the love and connection you've always desired. Number 1. Cultivate inner peace. He who conquers himself is the mightiest warrior. Confucius. The journey to attracting someone special into your life begins not with external efforts, but with a deep, internal transformation. At first glance, it may seem puzzling. How does a philosophy like Stoicism, which emphasizes personal discipline and emotional resilience, relate to love? The connection lies in the understanding that the foundation of any meaningful relationship is built on the inner harmony and peace you cultivate within yourself. Stoicism teaches us that to draw someone into your life, you must first look inward and nurture your own soul, creating a sanctuary of peace and stability. Consider the daily challenges and stresses you encounter. They are inevitable parts of life, but what sets you apart is how you respond to them. Imagine a day where everything seems to go wrong, traffic jams, work pressures, personal conflicts, but instead of being consumed by frustration or anxiety, you remain centered, calm, and unshaken. This composure stems from an understanding that while you cannot control external events, you have absolute power over your reactions. This mastery over your emotions is what Stoicism is all about. When you can face life's storms with tranquility, you become a beacon of stability and strength, naturally drawing others to you. Marcus Aurelius, one of the great Stoic philosophers, once said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This profound truth is the cornerstone of attracting love through Stoicism. The more you cultivate inner peace, the more you exude a quiet confidence that others find irresistible. People are naturally drawn to those who emanate a sense of calm and self-assuredness, as it creates a safe space where they feel understood and valued. In a world filled with chaos and uncertainty, your inner peace becomes a magnet that attracts the right person into your life. The pursuit of love, according to Stoic principles, begins with genuine self-love. This isn't about vanity or selfishness, but about recognizing your intrinsic value, embracing your strengths, and acknowledging your weaknesses. It's about understanding what you can control, your thoughts, actions, and responses, and letting go of what you cannot. When you start from a place of self-acceptance and inner peace, you're not seeking love to fill a void within you, but rather to share the fullness of your being with someone else. This shift in perspective changes the dynamics of relationships. You no longer seek validation or approval from others, but instead, offer them the best version of yourself, untainted by insecurities or fears. Stoicism also teaches us the futility of trying to control others. You cannot force someone to love you, just as you cannot control their feelings or actions. What you can do, however, is set clear intentions and create a mental space that is ready to welcome love when it arrives. This involves letting go of expectations, trusting in the natural flow of life, and understanding that love often comes when you are least seeking it. By focusing on cultivating inner peace and aligning your intentions with your actions, you position yourself in harmony with the universe's timing, allowing love to enter your life organically. Remember, the journey to inner peace is not a one-time achievement but a continuous process. It requires patience, persistence, and a willingness to grow. As you walk this path, you'll find that your life becomes not only more peaceful and joyful, but also more magnetic to the kind of person you desire. This inner transformation is what truly attracts meaningful relationships, ones built on mutual respect, understanding, and a shared sense of purpose. As we prepare to move on to the next lesson, consider this. Have you ever felt inadequate or unworthy of someone's affection? It's a common feeling, but one that Stoicism teaches us to overcome by focusing on self-improvement and self-mastery. The next lesson will delve deeper into how you can continue to evolve, becoming not just the person someone else would desire, but the person you yourself would be proud to be. By embracing these Stoic principles, you unlock the secrets to attracting not just any person, but the right person into your life. Let's continue this journey together and discover how you can manifest the relationship you truly deserve. Number 2, focus on self-improvement. Focusing on self-improvement is at the heart of Stoic philosophy and holds the key to attracting the right people into your life. When you dedicate yourself to becoming the best version of yourself, you naturally draw others toward you, including those you wish to build connections with. But have you ever stopped to ask yourself what specific changes you need to make to become better? This kind of growth starts with a deep and honest self-reflection, a willingness to look inward and recognize where you might be falling short. Marcus Aurelius, in his timeless work, Meditations, reminds us, look within. Within is the fountain of good, and it will ever bubble up if you will ever dig. This quote speaks to the power of introspection. By digging deep within ourselves, we uncover a reservoir of strength and potential that can help us align with the love we seek. However, self-improvement isn't about changing who you are to meet someone else's expectations. It's about enhancing the qualities of love, compassion, and understanding that are already within you. Think about a time when you met someone who seemed to really understand you, someone who listened with empathy and responded with kindness. That kind of connection didn't just happen by chance. It was likely the result of that person's dedication to developing soft skills like communication and empathy. As we work on these skills, we become more in tune with the thoughts and feelings of others, which is essential for building lasting relationships. Have you ever noticed how attractive it is when someone genuinely listens to you, not just to respond, but to understand? This is the kind of connection that deepens relationships and makes them more meaningful. Self-improvement is not just a solitary journey. It's a powerful way to become more attractive in the eyes of others. When you continuously strive to improve yourself, you emit a positive energy that naturally draws people toward you. It's not about perfection, but about progress. Each step you take toward becoming a better version of yourself makes you more aligned with the kind of people you want in your life. As Marcus Aurelius wisely said, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one." This simple yet profound advice encourages us to stop debating the merits of self-improvement and to start living it. By embodying the qualities you admire, you'll find that the people you wish to attract will be drawn to you effortlessly. Let me share a story that might resonate with you. There was once a man who, despite his success and charm, found himself repeatedly struggling in relationships. He couldn't understand why, despite his best efforts, he couldn't attract the right partner. One day he stumbled upon the teachings of Stoicism and decided to focus on self-improvement rather than external validation. He started small, by being more patient in his interactions, by listening more than he spoke, and by practicing gratitude daily. Slowly but surely, he noticed a shift not only in his own demeanor, but also in how others responded to him. People were drawn to his calm, his confidence, and his quiet strength. Eventually, he attracted the person who appreciated him for who he truly was, not for who he pretended to be. This story illustrates how self-improvement can transform not only your life, but also your relationships. Now, take a moment to reflect on your own journey. Are you focused on becoming the best version of yourself, or are you trying to mold yourself to fit someone else's idea of perfection? The path of self-improvement is not always easy, but it is always rewarding. By working on yourself, you're not only enhancing your own life, but you're also creating the conditions to attract the love and relationships you desire. So, I ask you, what steps are you willing to take today to become a better version of yourself? Remember, the journey of self-improvement is ongoing, and each small step you take brings you closer to the life and relationships you've always wanted. If this perspective resonates with you, I encourage you to like this video. It's a small gesture, but it helps support the message and reach others who might need to hear it. If you have a different viewpoint, I invite you to comment 0, so we can discuss and explore these ideas together. After all, self-improvement is not just about solitary growth, but about learning and evolving through our interactions with others. Let's continue this journey together, striving to be the best versions of ourselves and attracting the relationships that reflect the love and understanding we've cultivated within. Number 3. Live in the present moment. As you navigate through life, it's easy to become entangled in worries about the past or anxieties about the future. We often find ourselves ruminating over what has already happened or trying to predict and control what's yet to come. But let me ask you this. Have you ever stopped to consider the power of the present moment? The truth is, the present is the only time that truly exists. The only moment that holds real meaning. This is where life happens, where you have the power to shape your experiences and relationships. Living in the present moment is more than just a philosophical concept. It's an art form that requires intentional practice and mindfulness. When you commit to being fully present, you open yourself up to deeper connections with the people around you. Think about a time when you were in a conversation with someone who matters to you. Did you truly listen, or was your mind elsewhere, caught up in worries or future plans? Imagine how different that interaction would have been if you had devoted your full attention to the person in front of you, not just hearing their words but really feeling their presence. By listening with your heart, you create a bond that goes beyond mere words, fostering a connection that is both strong and profound. Living in the present also has a remarkable ability to reduce stress and alleviate pressure. When you're no longer haunted by the ghosts of the past or preoccupied with the uncertainties of the future, you find a sense of freedom and happiness that is often elusive. Epictetus, the great Stoic philosopher, wisely said, "There is only one way to happiness, and that is to cease worrying about things which are beyond the power of our will." Reflect on this. How much of your time and energy is spent on things you cannot change or control? By shifting your focus to the present, you free yourself from the chains of regret and fear, allowing yourself to experience life as it is, not as you fear or wish it to be. This shift in perspective enables you to appreciate the simple joys and opportunities that each day brings. Marcus Aurelius, another revered Stoic thinker, emphasized the importance of living in the present with his powerful advice. Confine yourself to the present. When you do this, when you live fully in each moment, you not only become more content and less burdened by what you cannot control, but you also become more attractive to others. Why? Because living in the present cultivates confidence, calmness, and readiness to face any challenge. This presence of mind creates a magnetic energy within you that others naturally gravitate towards. Have you ever noticed how some people seem to exude a kind of peaceful strength that draws others in? This is the power of being fully present, of living in the moment rather than being distracted by what was or what might be. But how do you practice living in the present? Start by being mindful in your daily interactions. Whether you're talking to a loved one, working on a task, or simply enjoying a moment of solitude, make a conscious effort to be fully engaged. Ask yourself, am I truly here, or is my mind elsewhere? By bringing your attention back to the now, you'll begin to notice a shift in how you experience life and how others respond to you. You'll find that your relationships deepen, your stress levels decrease, and your overall sense of well-being improves. Living in the present is not about denying the past or ignoring the future. It's about recognizing that the only time you can truly influence is the present. So the next time you catch yourself drifting into thoughts of the past or future, gently bring yourself back to the present. Remember, this is where your life is happening, right here, right now. And in this moment, you have the power to create, to connect, and to experience the fullness of life. As you practice this, you'll find that you become more grounded, more centered, and more in tune with the world around you. This is the secret to not only attracting the specific person you desire, but also to living a life that is rich with meaning and fulfillment. After all, life is not measured by the number of breaths we take, but by the moments that take our breath away. And those moments are found not in the past or the future, but in the present. Number 4. Communicate with compassion. In a world that often prioritizes the loudest voices and sharpest tongues, the true power of connection lies not in what we say, but in how we listen. The Stoics, wise in their understanding of human nature, knew this well. As Marcus Aurelius reminds us, before we cast judgment, we must first look inward. What if the secret to attracting meaningful relationships isn't about impressing others with our words, but rather in how we silently, yet profoundly, communicate with our hearts? Let's explore how the ancient wisdom of Stoicism can transform the way we connect with others and, in turn, draw them closer to us. Compassion in communication is the cornerstone of meaningful relationships, and it all starts with listening, not just with our ears, but with our hearts. Marcus Aurelius, in his profound reflections and meditations, urged us to pause before criticizing others by asking ourselves, what fault of mine most nearly resembles the one I'm about to criticize? This is a powerful reminder that true understanding begins with self-awareness. Instead of rushing to judge or blame, consider what might be motivating the other person. When we approach conversations with this level of introspection, we open the door to deeper empathy and connection, making others feel seen and valued. Putting yourself in the other person's shoes is more than a cliché. It's a practice that requires patience and humility. Imagine the impact of truly understanding another's struggles, desires, and emotions. This empathetic approach not only enriches your relationships, but also naturally attracts those who resonate with your genuine concern and compassion. When people feel understood, they are drawn to you in a way that is both profound and lasting. As Epictetus wisely observed, we have 2 ears and 1 mouth so that we can listen twice as much as we speak. This balance is key to fostering relationships where mutual respect and support thrive. To cultivate genuine compassion, you must first engage in self-reflection. Recognize that everyone, regardless of their exterior, shares the same fundamental human experiences, strengths, weaknesses, fears, and joys. By slowing down and seeking to understand the reasons behind someone's actions, you often uncover layers of fear or insecurity that might not be immediately apparent. Seneca, another great Stoic thinker, wisely noted, "We suffer more often in imagination than in reality." This insight highlights the importance of empathy. Sometimes a small act of understanding can help others overcome the imagined fears that hold them back. By addressing these fears with compassion, you not only ease their suffering, but also strengthen the bonds between you. Consider this. Have you ever truly listened to someone with your full attention, free from distractions or preconceived notions? The results of such an encounter can be transformative. When you approach communication with a sincere intention to understand and respect the other person, the dynamic of the relationship shifts. People are instinctively drawn to those who make them feel heard and valued. This is the essence of what it means to communicate with compassion. It's not just about attracting others into your life, but about creating relationships that are rooted in mutual understanding and respect. As the ancient wisdom of Stoicism teaches us, when we communicate from the heart, We radiate a warmth and sincerity that naturally draws others to us. Moreover, compassion in communication builds a foundation for strong, long-lasting relationships. When you prioritize understanding and respect in your interactions, you create an environment where genuine affection can flourish. The power of compassion is that it not only attracts the right people into your life, but also fosters relationships that are resilient and enduring. By integrating this Stoic principle into your daily life, you'll find that your connections with others become more meaningful and deeply rooted. This, in turn, brings us to the next critical lesson in Stoic philosophy: the integrity of each individual and how it shapes our interactions with the world. Incorporating compassion into your communication is not just about making others feel good. It's about fostering connections that are meaningful, enduring, and deeply fulfilling. The Stoic approach to communication emphasizes the importance of empathy, self-awareness, and genuine concern for others. As you navigate your relationships, remember the words of Marcus Aurelius and Seneca, and let compassion guide your interactions. In doing so, you'll not only attract the right people into your life, but also build bonds that stand the test of time. The wisdom of Stoicism offers us a timeless reminder that the way we listen and respond to others can be one of the most powerful tools for creating the life we desire. Thank you so much for being here and joining us in this video on the Stoic secrets to attracting a specific person into your life. As we continue, I'm curious. How have Stoic principles influenced your approach to relationships? Have you noticed any changes in the way you connect with others after applying these ideas? I'd love to hear your thoughts and experiences, so please share them in the comments below. If you're not sure what to comment, you can start by sharing which Stoic principle you find most impactful in your journey of personal growth. Number 5. Maintain personal integrity. Maintaining personal integrity is more than just a virtue. It's the cornerstone of living a life that naturally attracts others to you, especially those you deeply desire. In the teachings of Stoicism, integrity isn't merely a guideline, it's the bedrock of a meaningful existence. Seneca, one of the most revered Stoic philosophers, wisely stated, "If it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it." This profound quote serves as a reminder that living with integrity means consistently choosing what is right and true, no matter the circumstances. It's not about being perfect. It's about being committed to your principles, even when it's challenging. Consider this. When you are trying to attract someone who truly matters to you, what qualities do you think will draw them in? It's not just about charming words or grand gestures. It's about the quiet strength of living a life aligned with your values. When you maintain your integrity, you become someone others can trust. Trust that is built not on words alone, but on the consistent actions that reflect your deepest beliefs. But let's take this concept deeper. Integrity is not just about what you do when others are watching. It's about the choices you make in the privacy of your own thoughts, the decisions you stand by when no one else is around to see. Ask yourself, what are the core principles that guide your life? What are the values you hold so dear that compromising them would mean losing a part of yourself? Are you willing to stand by these principles even when faced with difficult decisions, even when temptation lures you toward an easier path? These are not just rhetorical questions. They are invitations for introspection. They challenge you to consider whether you are living in alignment with your values and whether that alignment is visible to those around you. Because when you live with integrity, you radiate a kind of sincerity and reliability that is unmistakable, and that is what truly draws others to you. To illustrate this, let's bring it into the context of modern life. Picture someone you admire, someone who consistently lives by their values, no matter the situation. Perhaps it's a colleague who never takes shortcuts at work, even when others do, or a friend who always speaks the truth even when it's uncomfortable. What makes you respect and trust this person? It's likely not their words alone, but their unwavering commitment to doing what's right. This consistency, this steadfast adherence to their principles makes them magnetic, trustworthy, and someone you naturally want to be around. Now, reflect on your own life. Are you embodying the qualities that would attract the type of person you desire? Do your actions align with your words? This kind of integrity not only brings you peace of mind, but also makes you someone others can rely on, someone they are drawn to, because they know you're genuine. So, what does this mean for you on a daily basis? It means consistently evaluating your actions and decisions through the lens of your core values. It means asking yourself, am I being true to myself right now? Am I acting in a way that aligns with my deepest beliefs? These moments of self-reflection are crucial because they keep you grounded in who you are, ensuring that your actions are not swayed by external pressures or fleeting temptations. When you live in such a way, you attract others who value authenticity, who seek out the real and the reliable, not the flashy or the false. And this is where true attraction lies, not in the superficial, but in the depths of character and integrity. As we continue this journey together, remember that the path of integrity is not always easy, but it is always worth it. Living with integrity means you are creating a life that not only attracts the right people, but also fosters relationships built on trust and mutual respect. This is the secret that Stoicism offers us, that by staying true to who we are, we naturally draw others who appreciate and resonate with our authenticity. As you reflect on this, consider how you can strengthen your own commitment to living with integrity. What steps can you take today to ensure that your actions reflect your values? By embracing this Stoic principle, you're not just attracting others into your life. You're creating a life that is deeply fulfilling, one where relationships are built on the solid foundation of trust and respect. In the end, the lesson is clear. Integrity is the invisible force that draws others to you, creating bonds that are genuine, lasting, and deeply meaningful. Number 6. Exercise gratitude. When you hear that a truly attractive person embodies gratitude even in the face of life's toughest challenges, how does that resonate with you? Does it sound like a far-fetched idea, or perhaps something you've overlooked? According to the wisdom of Stoic philosophy, gratitude is not just a nice-to-have trait. It is the essence of what makes a person truly magnetic. Life throws obstacles our way, hurdles that none of us are eager to face. Yet, what if I told you that these challenges, often perceived as burdens, are actually the stepping stones to becoming a more resilient, wiser, and ultimately more attractive person? The Stoics teach us that, while we cannot control the external events that disrupt our lives, we can absolutely control how we respond to them. And it's in this response that our true character and attractiveness is revealed. Now, imagine a scenario where instead of complaining about the difficulties life has dealt you, you choose to shift your perspective. Rather than spreading negativity, you decide to see these challenges as opportunities for growth. Have you ever noticed how much more appealing someone becomes when they face adversity with a calm, grateful heart, rather than with a barrage of complaints? Think about it. Do you find yourself drawn to those who incessantly gripe about their problems without seeking solutions? Likely not. This is because there is something undeniably compelling about a person who, even when life is tough, can find something to be thankful for. It's not about ignoring the bad, but about acknowledging the good no matter how small. As the philosopher Epictetus wisely said, "He is a wise man who does not grieve for the things which he has not, but rejoices for those which he has." This powerful quote encourages us to focus on what we have, to appreciate the blessings that are already present in our lives. By doing so, we begin to radiate positive energy, an energy that not only lifts our spirits, but also influences those around us. Gratitude is more than just a feel-good exercise. It's a transformative practice that makes you more attractive to others on a deep, intrinsic level. When you cultivate gratitude, you develop a mental resilience that keeps you steady, no matter the external chaos. This inner stability, this calmness in the storm, is incredibly alluring because people are naturally drawn to those who are centered and confident. When you practice gratitude, you begin to let go of the negativity that weighs you down, and in its place you welcome positivity and strength. This shift not only enhances your mood but also creates an aura of confidence that others can't help but be attracted to. So I ask you, are you ready to start seeing life through the lens of gratitude? Are you prepared to shift your focus from what's lacking to what's abundant in your life? This simple yet profound change in perspective can set you on a path to becoming the kind of person others are irresistibly drawn to, not because of what you have or what you say, but because of the energy and stability you project. Gratitude is a practice, something you cultivate daily. It's about making a conscious decision to find the good, even when it's difficult, and to appreciate the little things that often go unnoticed. Let's take this a step further. How often do you pause in your day to simply acknowledge the good things in your life? It could be something as simple as a warm cup of coffee in the morning, the smile of a stranger, or the comfort of a favorite song. These moments, when appreciated, add up to a life filled with gratitude. And a life filled with gratitude is a life that naturally attracts others, those who are seeking the light that you now radiate. The practice of gratitude isn't just for tough times. It's a habit that, when nurtured, becomes a part of who you are. It's about waking up each day with a mindset that looks for the silver lining, that chooses to focus on the positive aspects of life, no matter how small they may seem. This doesn't mean you ignore the challenges or pretend they don't exist. Rather, it means you face them with a heart full of gratitude for what you have and what you are learning along the way. I want you to take a moment and think about the people who are most attractive to you. What is it about them that draws you in? Is it their looks, their words, or is it something deeper? More often than not, it's their energy, their presence, their ability to remain grounded and positive, even when life is not going their way. This is the power of gratitude. It grounds you, it centers you, and it makes you irresistibly attractive to those who value authenticity and inner strength. So I challenge you, start practicing gratitude today. Let go of the negative energy that clouds your life and embrace the positive. Focus on what you have, not on what you lack, and watch as your life begins to change. The people you desire to attract will notice this shift. They will be drawn to your newfound positivity, your resilience, and your unwavering sense of gratitude. If you've made it this far, you're truly committed to mastering the art of attraction through Stoicism. Drop a comment saying, "I am attracting wisdom," or comment being grateful if you're ready to take this step and embrace the power of gratitude in your life. Stay tuned, because the most valuable insights are still to come. Number 7. Practice humility. In a world where self-promotion often takes center stage, it's easy to forget the quiet power of humility. Yet, if you've ever wondered what truly draws people to you, not just superficially, but on a deeper level, Stoicism offers a profound answer. Humility, as the Stoics knew well, isn't just a moral virtue, it's a key that unlocks the door to genuine connections and lasting relationships. But how does practicing humility help you attract the person you desire? Let's delve into this ancient wisdom and discover how embracing humility can transform the way others perceive you. Have you ever found yourself repelled by someone who constantly boasts about their achievements? Or perhaps you've met people who seem to dominate every conversation, leaving little room for anyone else's thoughts or feelings. It's likely that these individuals didn't leave a positive impression on you. The Stoics, with their timeless wisdom, advise us to practice humility, a quality that, though often overlooked, holds immense power in building and sustaining meaningful relationships. Humility, in its truest sense, means having an accurate and balanced view of oneself, neither inflating nor diminishing one's worth. It's about recognizing your strengths and acknowledging your limitations, all while understanding that you are but one part of a much larger whole. Marcus Aurelius, one of the great Stoic philosophers, captured this beautifully in his Meditations when he wrote, "Receive without conceit, release without struggle. This quote serves as a reminder that humility allows us to appreciate the value in ourselves and others without falling into the trap of arrogance or self-importance. When you practice humility, you become approachable, likable, and trustworthy, qualities that are essential when you seek to attract someone special into your life. Humility isn't about diminishing yourself, it's about being grounded and genuine, qualities that others naturally find appealing. Consider this. How often are you drawn to someone who listens more than they speak, who shows a sincere interest in your thoughts and feelings, rather than just waiting for their turn to talk? This is the power of humility at work. It creates a space where open, sincere communication can flourish, where both parties feel valued and respected. By listening attentively and respecting the opinions of others, you cultivate a connection that goes beyond surface-level interactions. Instead of trying to impose your views, humility teaches you to engage with others in a way that is thoughtful and considerate, which in turn makes you more attractive to those around you. But the benefits of humility go even further. In relationships, whether romantic or platonic, conflicts and misunderstandings are inevitable. Yet, how you handle these challenges often determines the strength and longevity of the relationship. Arrogance and pride can easily lead to unnecessary disputes as they prevent us from acknowledging our own mistakes or understanding the perspective of others. On the other hand, humility allows you to accept your flaws and the flaws of others with grace and understanding. It helps you to forgive and let go, rather than holding on to grudges that can fester and damage your connection. Imagine being in a relationship where both parties are willing to admit when they are wrong, where forgiveness is freely given, and where the focus is on growing together rather than tearing each other down. This is the solid foundation that humility helps to build, a relationship where both sides feel safe, comfortable, and valued. Moreover, practicing humility conveys a sense of sincerity and honesty that is hard to ignore. In a world where so many people wear masks, trying to appear more successful, more confident, or more important than they truly are, humility shines through as a beacon of authenticity. When you are humble, you are not trying to create a false image of yourself. Instead, you present yourself as you are, honest, real, and approachable. This kind of sincerity is incredibly attractive because it reassures others that what they see is what they get. There's no pretense, no hidden agenda, just a genuine person who values truth and integrity. To bring this into a modern context, think about the people in your life whom you truly admire. Are they the ones who constantly seek attention, or are they the ones who quietly go about their lives, achieving great things without needing to broadcast them? Chances are the people you respect most are those who embody humility, those who are confident in their abilities but don't feel the need to boast about them. They are the ones who listen, who are open to learning from others, and who treat everyone with respect, regardless of status or position. This is the kind of person others are naturally drawn to, the kind of person who attracts meaningful, lasting relationships. So, how can you start practicing humility in your own life? Begin by being mindful of your interactions with others. Are you listening more than you speak? Are you open to the ideas and opinions of those around you, even when they differ from your own? Do you acknowledge your mistakes and strive to learn from them? These small everyday practices can have a profound impact on how others perceive you. As you cultivate humility, you'll notice that people are more drawn to you, not because of what you say or do, but because of who you are, a person of integrity, sincerity, and genuine character. Humility is not just a Stoic ideal, it is a practical and powerful tool for attracting the kind of relationships you desire. By embracing humility, you open yourself up to deeper connections, fewer conflicts, and a more authentic way of living. Marcus Aurelius's wisdom reminds us that by receiving without conceit and releasing without struggle, we become the kind of person others naturally gravitate towards, someone who is not only attractive, but also truly admirable. As you move forward, let humility guide your actions and interactions, and watch as it transforms your relationships and your life. Number 8. Understand and apply the dichotomy of control. Epictetus, one of the greatest Stoic philosophers, introduced a concept that is as transformative as it is simple: the dichotomy of control. He taught us that some things are in our control and others not. Things in our control are our own actions. Things not in our control are not our actions. Understanding this principle is like unlocking a door to a more peaceful, centered existence. It means recognizing that we cannot control the thoughts, feelings, or actions of others, and this realization can free us from the chains of frustration and anxiety, especially when trying to attract a specific person into our lives. Imagine for a moment the difference between two people. One person spends their time and energy worrying about how someone else perceives them, constantly second-guessing every interaction. The other person, understanding the dichotomy of control, focuses on their own actions and behaviors. They aren't concerned with how the other person will react because they know that's beyond their control. This individual exudes a quiet confidence and tranquility that is not only attractive but magnetic. They are centered, grounded, and in control of the only thing they can truly manage: themselves. When you grasp this idea of what is within your control and what is not, you begin to cultivate self-control and serenity. Life's challenges become less daunting because you are not swayed by the whims and reactions of others. You develop a resilience that allows you to navigate through life with a calm and collected demeanor. And this isn't just theory. It's a practice that you can start applying right now. When you are no longer driven by external factors, when you are no longer concerned with the uncontrollable reactions of others, you start to radiate a kind of inner strength that is deeply attractive. People are naturally drawn to those who seem untroubled by the storm of life, who maintain a steady course regardless of external circumstances. Think about the last time you wanted to impress someone. Maybe it was a colleague, a friend, or even someone you were romantically interested in. If you spent that time worrying about their thoughts and feelings, you might have found yourself caught in a web of anxiety and self-doubt. But what if, instead of worrying, you focused on the things you could control? What if you asked yourself, how can I improve myself? How can I become more attractive, more interesting, more authentic? By shifting your focus inward, you take back your power. You start to work on things that you can change: your appearance, your skills, your attitude, your outlook on life. You become more proactive, more engaged in your own development, and less dependent on the approval or validation of others. A modern-day story illustrates this well. Consider Jane, who had been interested in a colleague named John for quite some time. Jane would spend hours analyzing every word John said, trying to decode his feelings. She became consumed with thoughts of how she could make John like her, to the point where it affected her work and her happiness. Then one day, she came across the idea of the dichotomy of control. It struck her like a bolt of lightning. She had been focusing on the wrong things. Jane decided to shift her energy away from trying to control John's thoughts and feelings and instead focus on becoming the best version of herself. She took up new hobbies, worked on her communication skills, and embraced a more positive and optimistic outlook. Slowly but surely, Jane noticed a change. Not only did she feel more confident and content, but John also began to notice her in a new light. They eventually started spending more time together, and their relationship blossomed. Not because Jane had manipulated the situation, but because she had become someone worth noticing. This story isn't just a tale. It's a practical example of how applying the dichotomy of control can change your life. When you focus on what you can control, you not only attract others more naturally, but you also build relationships that are healthier and more sustainable. You demonstrate maturity, reliability, and a sense of self-assuredness that is undeniably attractive. By working on yourself, by focusing on your growth, you send out a signal that you are confident and in charge of your own destiny. This doesn't mean you stop caring about others or give up on your desires. It means you approach them with wisdom and understanding. Epictetus once said, "Make the best use of what is in your power, and take the rest as it happens." This quote encapsulates the essence of living a life grounded in Stoicism. It's about making the most of what you can control: your thoughts, your actions, your responses, while accepting the things you cannot change. This doesn't just apply to relationships, but to every aspect of life. When you live proactively, when you appreciate every moment for what it is, you open yourself up to a life of fulfillment and peace. You realize that true attraction doesn't come from trying to control others, but from mastering yourself. So I ask you, what areas of your life are you trying to control that are outside your power? How much energy are you spending on things that are ultimately beyond your influence? By shifting your focus to what you can control, you not only free yourself from unnecessary stress, but also become a more powerful, attractive force in the world. The lesson here is simple yet profound. Control what you can, let go of what you can't, and watch as you attract the people and opportunities that truly align with your best self. Number 9. Appreciate differences. Let's dive deep into the heart of Stoicism and explore how it can guide us in attracting a specific person into our lives by appreciating differences. You see, one of the profound lessons Stoicism offers is the recognition that every individual is unique, and it is this uniqueness that adds to the vibrant tapestry of life. Think about how dull the world would be if everyone thought, acted, and felt the same way. It is precisely these differences that make each person interesting, valuable, and worth knowing. Marcus Aurelius, one of the great Stoic philosophers, wisely advised, "Learn to be indifferent to what makes no difference." This quote is a powerful reminder that many of the things we stress over or try to control are, in the grand scheme, inconsequential. But when it comes to relationships, especially those we wish to cultivate with specific individuals, embracing and even cherishing differences becomes a crucial aspect of connection. Have you ever paused to consider what sets you apart from the person you are drawn to? What are those unique qualities, beliefs, or habits that differentiate you? Have these differences ever caused friction or, on the contrary, attracted you even more? It's fascinating, isn't it, to realize that these very differences, which may seem like barriers at first glance, can actually be the glue that bonds two people together. Differences challenge us. They push us to think in new ways, to step outside of our comfort zones, and to explore facets of life that we may have never encountered on our own. In this way, differences aren't just obstacles, they are opportunities. They provide the fertile ground for growth, both individually and within a relationship. As Epictetus, another Stoic sage, put it, "It is impossible for a man to learn what he thinks he already knows." By being open to the differences in others, you open yourself to new learning, new experiences, and new depths of understanding. Now let's reflect on the times when these differences presented themselves as challenges in your relationships. Did you try to change the other person to fit your expectations? How did that work out? More often than not, such efforts lead to frustration and a sense of resistance. But when you shift your perspective and instead seek to understand and appreciate these differences, something magical happens. You begin to see the other person for who they truly are, not who you wish them to be. This acceptance is incredibly powerful. It sends a clear message that you value them, not despite their differences, but because of them. And in return, this creates a sense of safety and trust, a foundation upon which any strong and lasting relationship is built. Think about it. Have you ever found yourself more drawn to someone after you accepted their quirks or differing views? Perhaps these very aspects that once seemed challenging became endearing, even essential, to your connection with them. This isn't just about tolerating differences, but actively appreciating them as integral to the person's identity. By doing so, you become more tolerant, more understanding, two qualities that are deeply rooted in Stoic philosophy. Seneca, another revered Stoic, said, "We suffer more often in imagination than in reality." Often, the struggles we anticipate in accepting others are not as formidable as they seem. When we let go of these imagined difficulties and embrace the reality of the other person's nature, we find that relationships flow more naturally and become more enduring. Moreover, this approach to relationships doesn't just make you a better partner or friend, it also enhances your own personal development. By learning to appreciate others' differences, You cultivate a sense of calm and resilience within yourself. You become someone who is less reactive, more thoughtful, and ultimately, more attractive to others. This is the essence of Stoic wisdom applied to personal relationships. It is about creating harmony within and without by aligning your actions with nature, both your own nature and the nature of those around you. So, I pose this question to you. In your current relationships or in the relationship you aspire to have with that specific person, how can you begin to appreciate the differences between you? Can you identify areas where you've resisted this in the past, and how might things have changed if you had instead chosen to embrace those differences? This isn't just a theoretical exercise. It's a practical approach that can transform your interactions and connections. As you start to apply this principle, you may find that not only does the relationship with the person you desire become more fulfilling, but you also experience a deeper sense of contentment and peace within yourself. In essence, attracting a specific person into your life isn't about changing them to fit your mold. It's about expanding your own capacity for acceptance and appreciation. This doesn't mean you compromise your values or desires. Instead, it means you broaden your perspective to include and honor the full spectrum of human experience. When you do this, you naturally create a space where genuine connection can flourish, a connection that is based on mutual respect and a shared understanding of each other's unique contributions to the relationship. So, the next time you find yourself wishing that someone were a little more like you, take a step back and reflect. What is it about their differences that challenges you? What can you learn from those differences? And most importantly, how can you shift your mindset to see these differences not as obstacles, but as opportunities for growth and connection? By adopting this Stoic approach, you not only attract the right people into your life, but you also create relationships that are richer, more meaningful, and ultimately more fulfilling. Remember, every interaction is a chance to practice these principles. The question now is, will you take this opportunity to deepen your connections by appreciating the differences that make each person unique? Number 10. Seek wisdom. Imagine walking into a room and instantly commanding attention, not because of your appearance, but because of the aura of wisdom and serenity you carry. This is the power of wisdom in Stoic philosophy, a timeless secret that holds the key to attracting meaningful connections into your life. Whether you're seeking to draw in a specific person or simply aiming to enrich your relationships, the pursuit of wisdom is the cornerstone upon which all genuine attraction is built. As Seneca wisely noted, the greatest remedy for anger is delay. This delay isn't just a pause, but a reflection, a moment to exercise wisdom, and it's this calm, thoughtful approach that makes you not just desirable, but unforgettable. In your quest to attract a specific person, remember that it's not about flashy gestures or superficial charm. It's about cultivating the kind of inner richness that naturally draws others towards you. The Stoics understood this deeply. They recognized that true wisdom is not merely the accumulation of knowledge, but a continuous journey of growth, both in spirit and in character. Marcus Aurelius, in Meditations, wrote, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." This profound truth highlights that your thoughts shape your reality, not just in terms of personal happiness, but also in how others perceive and are attracted to you. When you focus on nurturing high-quality thoughts, you begin to emanate a quiet confidence and deep understanding that others find irresistibly attractive. Think of yourself as a garden, initially sparse and perhaps overlooked, with only a few flowers struggling to bloom. However, as you diligently tend to it, planting seeds of knowledge, watering them with experience, and allowing the sunlight of reflection to nourish them, your garden begins to flourish. The once barren landscape transforms into a vibrant oasis, full of beautiful and fragrant flowers. Suddenly, bees and butterflies are naturally drawn to your garden, not because you chased them, but because the allure of your cultivated beauty was simply too strong to resist. This metaphor beautifully encapsulates how the pursuit of wisdom can attract the specific person you desire. You don't need to chase after connections. Instead, become someone worth connecting with. As you grow in wisdom, you naturally become the kind of person others want to be around, someone who is interesting, thoughtful, and deeply aware of life's complexities. Epictetus, another pillar of Stoic thought, famously declared, "Only the educated are free." This freedom he speaks of isn't just a liberation from the physical constraints of life, but more profoundly, a liberation of the soul. When you arm yourself with wisdom, you free yourself from the shackles of ignorance, fear, and negative emotions. This inner freedom is incredibly attractive because it signals to others that you are not swayed by the trivialities of life. Instead, you are grounded, composed, and in control. People are naturally drawn to those who exude calmness and wisdom because, in their presence, they too feel a sense of safety and confidence. This is not about being detached or aloof, but about being so secure in your understanding of life that others can't help but be drawn to you. To truly captivate the person you desire, you must become someone they find intriguing, someone they want to spend time with and learn from. Wisdom is what helps you achieve this. It enriches you not only intellectually, but also emotionally and spiritually. As you grow wiser, you become more than just a conversational partner. You become a source of insight and a beacon of stability in an often chaotic world. This ability to listen, to share, and to solve problems with a calm and measured approach is what sustains relationships over the long term. In a world where so many are quick to react and slow to think, your wisdom will stand out as a rare and precious quality. Moreover, wisdom is not just about being right or knowing more than others. It's about understanding that there is always more to learn, that every experience, whether good or bad, is an opportunity for growth. As you cultivate this mindset, you'll find that people are naturally drawn to you, not because you have all the answers, but because you embody the pursuit of truth and understanding. This journey of continuous improvement makes you someone worth knowing, someone who others find themselves gravitating towards. In practical terms, this means embracing a life of reflection and self-improvement. It's about taking time each day to meditate on your thoughts, actions, and intentions. By doing so, you ensure that your garden remains lush and inviting. As Epictetus reminds us, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Your reactions, shaped by wisdom, become the fragrant flowers that attract others. They see in you a person who is not easily shaken, who doesn't overreact to life's challenges, but instead meets them with a calm and steady hand. If you wish to attract a specific person into your life, start by cultivating wisdom within yourself. This wisdom will make you someone who is not only desirable, but also deeply respected and admired. Remember, the pursuit of wisdom is a lifelong journey, one that requires patience, reflection, and a commitment to growth. But as you continue on this path, you'll find that the people you wish to attract will naturally be drawn to you, not because of what you do or say, but because of who you are. And in the end, that is the most powerful form of attraction. As we bring this exploration of Stoic secrets for attracting meaningful connections to a close, it's important to remember that the true value of what we've discussed lies not just in understanding these principles, but in actively applying them to your daily life. When you start living by these Stoic teachings, you'll notice that love and relationships become less about chasing after something elusive and more about cultivating a space where genuine connection can naturally flourish. Stoicism teaches us to focus inward, on our own growth and understanding, rather than trying to manipulate or control the actions of others. This inward focus is the foundation for a life that is not only rich in personal fulfillment, but also magnetic to those around you. Imagine how your life could change if you approached every relationship with a mindset grounded in patience, sincerity, and wisdom. Instead of viewing love as a source of anxiety or stress, you begin to see it as a natural extension of the peace and confidence you cultivate within yourself. This transformation doesn't happen overnight, but with consistent practice, you'll find that the principles of Stoicism begin to weave themselves into the very fabric of your life.